Listen, today I just want to talk to you about something in the creative process. For any of you out there who are working on a project that requires a little bit more of a midterm or long-term planning and creative output. Hello, everyone. Some of you may know that I'm working on a new writing project. It's a new kind of writing for me. It's a fiction. I've been working on it for this past year. My goal was to have it finished by the end of this year. And while that has not happened, I want to talk about what I've done to prioritize this long-term project that I'm working on. It's a long-term writing project. And what I'm doing may actually surprise you, but I think it's a really cool exercise to try, and you can see if it works for you. You know, I was feeling really stuck. Granted, I'm working on a long-term project. I'm writing a novel for the first time. It's not the first novel that I'm writing, but hopefully it will be the first one that ends up getting picked up and published. And although I've written other books, this is a whole new world, you know, as anyone who's ever switched genres knows what that's like. I also have been going through, as many of you know on this channel, just that big transition from moving from New York City, living in Paris with my new husband, and so starting over, you know, a whole new life. But I have found myself kind of getting stuck on the creative output, you know, the actual doing of my creative process. And I was thinking, what do I need? Do I need a routine? Do I need to give myself more time? You know, am I not ready to write this? What's the problem? And so recently here in Paris, I met a new friend who is also a writer and just a creative powerhouse. And she suggested something really cool because she's working on multiple new projects that involve a lot of creative planning and writing as well. And she suggested that we do kind of a writing group. It's just the two of us for now. Who knows? It might grow to one or two of our other friends, but where we try to meet a few times per week and we just write together. Now, we're not writing together. We're not actively saying, oh, this is what I'm writing. Although sometimes we talk about our stories, like I was thinking I would make her do this, and then wouldn't that be crazy if we did that? So kind of can have some brainstorming. But what we decided to do was we set a time for this work session. We allow ourselves at least 10 minutes to just sit and chat, chit chat. What'd you do yesterday? How are you? What's going on? Oh, I saw this great new thing. And then we set a timer. And we generally set a timer for 30 minutes. And as soon as we set the timer, we're just like, see you. And we both stay on the screen and just do our own writing. And after the timer goes off, it's amazing how quickly the time goes by, first of all. But after the timer goes off, we say, well, how was it for you? Like, what did you get? And then we talk about what we did. And it's very exciting and energizing. And I'm sharing it with you today because you may have already heard of doing this type of, you know, accountability group or being a part of a writing group that meets once per week online or in real life. But what I have found is so cool is, you know, you set yourself up on this call, which is already, you know, very professional. You set that timer and you just, once the timer goes off, there's no more talking, you just, let's go. And it's, you know, you only have a half an hour. So there's not this sort of sitting around like, oh, maybe I could get up and get something to eat, which is like, you know, I could use another cup of coffee. No, you're just there. You've only got a half an hour. You just start. And if you're feeling a little stuck, you just say to yourself, push through. We got to get rolling on this. And it's just incredible how it has freed me up to get through, you know, plotting the outline of something that I'm working on and really digging deeper into the motivations of my characters, asking myself questions, and knowing that I don't have to necessarily have all the answers right now, but just starting to really focus in on crafting it. And I think that more than anything else, it's this aspect of prioritizing your writing time. We made the conscious decision to do it in the morning because for me, I always feel like, you know, mentally and just creatively, I'm more activated in the morning. If that's different for you, you can set it up for whenever you want. You know, you don't put any pressure on the other person to share what they're doing with you. Maybe they don't want to talk about it yet. We certainly aren't like reading anything to each other or anything like that, but it's just having that support. And also, you know, if you want to share your ideas, having someone who can chime in or ask a question around what you're working on, or just provide support. I'm finding it to be, I'm someone who normally likes to work in a very solitary fashion. I have no problem just like being alone, shut up in a room, but I still am working alone. I'm just working with the knowledge that there's someone else there who's also working, and that is having kind of a similar effect on me as when I do writing in cafes, which I've also talked about that on my Substack newsletter, which you're welcome to come on over and check out. And I talk about all this kind of stuff there too. Yeah, it's sort of that feeling of, it's not peer pressure, but it's just like there's an energy there that helps to focus my energy, because I don't know if as a creative person you are someone who can be easily distracted, but I know I certainly am. I can work very intensely when I want to, but sometimes if I'm not kind of corralled, I'm not always the best at either getting started or B, just maintaining focus for like a set period of time without being like, oh no, you know what? I forgot, I had to fold the laundry. And then putting out all kinds of little fires and doing little tasks and then finding, oh, now it's afternoon and I'm tired and I don't feel like writing. So I think this idea of, number one, prioritizing your creative project and setting a time on the calendar that you're going to meet up and do this. Number two, finding that person who can be reliable, start small. You could start for 15 minutes and you could do it once a week. And the thing that I'm so shocked by, I can't believe I didn't really fully know this until now, but even with a half an hour, and sometimes we do a half an hour, take a little break for talking and then go back into another half an hour. Sometimes we only have time for a half an hour. The amount that you can get done in a half an hour when you're in the zone is really quite impressive. And, as I heard somebody famous, I can't remember who it is, say recently, if you just write 2 pages a day, at the end of the year, you've got a lot of pages. Do you know what I'm saying? Whether that's journaling or whatever it is you're doing, you're going to end up with a product that you can work with. So sorry, back to my little tips here. Number one, prioritize your creative project. That means giving it enough respect to choose the right time of the day or afternoon, evening, morning, whatever it is, and putting it on your calendar with real respect, right? Number two is start small. You don't have to do an hour, 2 hours, 8 hours a day, writing all day. I'm only a writer. No, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, a half an hour, whatever works for you. You'll be surprised. Just as an aside, I like to do it in the morning too, because once I have written, even if I don't accomplish much else for the rest of the day, I'm on a high. I feel like I've done what I need to do. You can tell I've already written today, right? So then number three, find someone who can be supportive of you and your project and who will allow you to, share, not share, ask opinions, don't ask opinions. It's more about just being there together, doing work together that is not necessarily a project together, right? I guess number four, I would just say, try to stay consistent with it. If it works for you, if it feels like something good is coming for it, I find that I'm motivated by progress. So if I feel like it's getting me excited and it's pushing me forward, then I want to do it again. And that's how we've left it, is like, we're going to be flexible. We're going to set our times that we want to meet. But if someone has to cancel, okay, no judgment. But try to stay consistent with it, at least in the beginning, so that you can, really work it into your schedule and make it really productive for yourself, because there's nothing like feeling that you've been creative and productive. That is like a good day, my friends. I hope this helps you. Sometimes I feel a little bit isolated when I'm trying to motivate and I just can't get into that groove. So making a commitment to meet with someone else may be something that will be really helpful for you. I hope it is. I hope you have a great and beautiful and creative day. And no matter what happens, be good to yourself. And vamos continuar assim, les amis. À bientôt.